Hey everybody, how's it going? I had a subscriber ask me some questions about the room here in the background and a railroad guy with airplane stuff, and so I thought that I would do another little tour of the room because I've changed a few things. Some of my subscribers might remember that about April of last year, something like that, I did a little tour of the room, but I've changed a lot of things since then. And so let's go around the room a little bit and see what's new and see what's old. Well, all right, let's start here with Jennifer's workspace. The last time when I made the last video, she had just started working from home a few weeks before that. They were supposed to go back to their office in June, I think it was. Then they moved that again, and I don't know. It's starting to look like this may be permanent. If that's the case, she is going to move her workspace into our guest bedroom and work from there so I can have my workspace back. And the lovebirds. That is Jennifer and I at her oldest daughter Clarissa's wedding last year. And my painting of the XB-70 Valkyrie experimental bomber. I think the coolest aircraft that's ever been made. Even cooler than the SR-71. It flew just as fast and was 4 times the size. That was a full-size bomber. The intake inlets, you could park a full-size pickup inside those. It's got a B-58 Hustler, a Mach 2 bomber, as a chase plane because it was the only one at that time that could even come close to keeping up with it. Go on YouTube if you've never seen the Valkyrie. Go on YouTube and watch some videos of it. It's an awesome plane. John Wayne. There used to be, the last video, there was a guitar graphic on that wall. I took that off and I'm going to fill it up with other stuff. The tomahawk that my dad made out of a stick and a railroad spike. Goggles my daughter Camilla got me. I saw a picture of her where she was wearing those, and I commented that I wanted those goggles, so she sent them to me. My little music thing. Those are both graphics that my stepdaughter Courtney made me when she was in high school. Ariel made me that. My youngest daughter, she made me that in her art class in high school. Camilla made me that in her graphic art class when she was in high school. And, oh yeah, I forgot about this stuff. That is a deal Camilla made me. I don't remember what year it was, for a Father's Day present. DVDs. I don't collect them. Those are both Jennifer and I's. Don't watch them very often. I'll get rid of them pretty soon. That is all stuff to do your fingernails with. Jennifer keeps that in here for when she's bored during work. Coloring books, a printer. That stuff used to be over there. I moved it over here when I made some of the changes. That's the heater Jennifer uses for this room. She keeps it like a blast furnace in here. This guitar belongs to our good friend, Beth Budworth. Beth, I hope you watch this. She used to live in Las Vegas, and we go visit her pretty regularly, and I'd always play this guitar and make sure it was in tune when I was over there. Last time we went over there, and I started playing, it wouldn't tune up, and I looked, and the saddle was coming up on the back. So I brought it home, bought a new saddle for it, and was in the middle of redoing the saddle when I had my shoulder surgery. Then I got sick. Beth, I swear I'll finish that and we'll come out to Dallas and see you. All those boxes and stuff down there, that is family photos, old local history photos, and other photos I use for research and sharing my history. The last video that I did, I actually got all these guitars out except for the red Strat and played them. So if you I'll link that video in the description below, and if you want to hear what those guitars sound like, you can go check that out. But that's my Fender 12 string. I got that in 1988, I think. My Taylor, that's my newest guitar. I got that one in 2011 or 12, something like that. That is my Ibanez Semi-Hollow. I bought that in 2005. That is my Fat Strat. My ex-wife Bev bought me that for Christmas in 2004. Thank you, Bev. It's still one of my, probably my favorite guitar to play, my favorite electric. That is my first electric guitar. I bought that from my buddy Mark Singer in 1979 or 80. And paid $200 for it. And I've probably spent over the years, I don't know, $500 or $600 on it. I've had the neck redone twice. I've had all the electronics done. I've replaced the pickups in it a couple of times. There's a Fender Squire Strat, an entry-level guitar that my stepdaughter Courtney got when she thought she was going to want to start playing guitars, until she realized how much work it was and how much time it took to get acquainted with a guitar. That is my Zeppelin picture poster. That's always in the background when I do videos, and I'm assuming that's the one that I had a subscriber ask me about, the railroad guy with airplanes in his background. That's the Led Zeppelin. That's their plane. It was a Boeing 707. I think that picture was taken in 1971. And of all places, I bought that picture at Ross. This is a painting that my daughter Camilla did of a solar eclipse. This is a painting she did when she was 17, entered it in the Kern County Fair in the junior division and got first place. She let me name it because she couldn't figure out a name for it, and I named it Emotions in Red and Black. And when she moved out, she let me keep that. This is a newer one. She painted that and sent that to me. She lives in Denver, Colorado now. Star Trek and the Stooges, two of my very, very favorite things in the whole world. Some astrophotography I did. There, picture of the moon I took through I have an 8-inch Smith-Cassegrain telescope. I took that back in the 80s when I used to really be into it. I bought that telescope in 1988 when I lived in Tehachapi. I rarely use it anymore because I have to drive 100 miles to use it because the sky is so bright around here. And that is my old Crate 60-watt amp. Had that for a long time. And that is my Crate 120-watt amp. Much more than I need for this room. But I only paid, I don't remember what I paid for it, next to nothing at Guitar Center used. And my Boss Effects board and the pedal that came with the amp to switch channels. Me and Ariel, the day of her graduation from high school, from Centennial High. Golf balls from the Reagan Library, Three Stooges and Star Trek stuff. Photo of one of my favorite characters ever on television, Brent Spiner as Lieutenant Commander Data, and a sign by Brent Spiner. I think Ariel got me that too. My sister bought me that Star Trek comic book. It's pretty cool. This wasn't in the room last time I did that video. There was just a guitar graphic on the wall. This is my research material. I have guitar stuff there. Stuff about Kern County and the history of Highway 99, a few books on that, the Route 66, then some astronomy books, oil field history books there, Spudding In and Oil Dorado by the local author, the late Bill Rintoul. And then I have a ton of stuff here on Bakersfield and Kern County. And then this is all railroad stuff here. I have about 8 more big old books in the living room. I'll be done in just a minute. And this is more railroad stuff here. One of my other passions, World War II history and aviation. And then photo albums and more big old books down there. Aviation and space, which I'm into. Motocross, which I love. My business license that I got so I could write off mileage, gas, and equipment that I do use to do my YouTube channel with. And little train woodcut. An ashtray from Texas Barrel House. Thing that the Tehachapi Depot Museum gave me for doing a presentation on the history of the tunnels in Tehachapi. More Three Stooges. My emergency oxygen tank should the concentrator have failed, which it hasn't, so I've never used that. Put up some pictures of me from my racing days. That's from the 1999 World Vet Championships at Glen Ellen. Trophy plaque. That's from the 98 California State Championships at Glen Ellen. Another plaque. That was taken at Glen Ellen. That's just me standing there with my 98 YZ250. That rod, I broke my femur in 2000, and the first rod they put in wasn't big enough, so they took that out and gave it to me and put another rod in. That pin right there, they drilled through my shin when I broke my femur when I was 15, so I could be in traction for 6 weeks. William Farnsworth B-17s, everybody knows what B-17 is. Okay, that's about it. So, hope you enjoyed the little tour. And real quickly, I just thought I'd come out here and show you, this is my workspace now. Chrissy's trying to leave real quick. That's my daughter Chrissy and her cat, Gidget. Gidget was a rescue kitty. We got her when she was 3 days old. Now she's just a menace. That's our fat cat Trip. We've had him for 8 or 9 years. He's a good cat. But anyway, this is where I have to work when because Jennifer's using my workspace. So the counter between the kitchen and the living room always looks like a mess. Well, that's about all I got to say about my room. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. I actually got out and shot 3 or 4 videos today. I had to go to Tehachapi on business and stopped on the way down, caught a few trains. Targets of opportunity, I'll have those up soon. Shoot me an email if you have any ideas. Drop me a note in the comments below, and we'll talk to you all later.